we want to look at Ascaris lumbricoids. Okay, so Ascaris lumbricoids are these roundworms. Mainly in the exam they will ask you the pathogenesis or life cycle. Okay, both you have to write same only. You have to draw the life cycle, pathogenesis, everything you have to write same thing only. Let's just take a introduction to Ascaris lumbricoids. It's a parasite, so we are studying it in parasitology. It's a helminth. It's the most common human helminth. Okay, helminths actually come under kingdom Animalia. So it is a helminth. It's the most common human helminth. So you have to know about it. It's a nematode. So under a helminth, it is a nematode. Under helminths, what and all you have? Cestode, trematode, nematode. So it is a nematode. If you remember our parasitology introduction video, there we have seen under helminths you have cestodes, you have trematodes, and you have nematodes. In nematodes, in the small intestinal nematodes, you have Ascaris lumbricoids. It's placed here. Okay, just look at it. It's placed here. Ascaris lumbricoids. It's called as roundworm. Okay, so these are all tapeworms. These are flukes, and these are roundworm, hookworm, pinworm, threadworm, whipworm. All of these, so many names come here. Roundworm, hookworm, miltryworm, whipworm, pinworm, threadworm. All the worms come here in nematode. Okay. So when you go back here to Ascaris lumbricoids, you came to know that it is a nematode. It's the largest nematode. It's the largest nematode that infects humans. It's the most common human helminth. It's the largest nematode. So knowing about this Ascaris lumbricoids is good. Okay. So where does it live? Habitat. The habitat is our small intestine. Whose small intestine? Our small intestine. Human small intestine. Right. Now the roundworm, they are, why they are called as lumbricoids? Whenever you see this oids, coids and all, it is like something, right? So it is like a lumbricus, that is, it's like a earthworm. Okay, that is why it is called as roundworm, lumbricoids. So basically earthworms, there are so many types of earthworms. In these you will see these plain types of earthworms, you know. So roundworms actually look like that, hence they are called as lumbricoids. Now what is the history? Worldwide, 1 billion people are infected with roundworm. So that is why it's the most common human helminth. Worldwide, 1 billion people are affected. So let us know more about Ascaris lumbricoids. Are you ready to dive into Ascaris lumbricoids? Okay. Okay, let's start. So the morphology of Ascaris lumbricoids, the male is little smaller than female, always, right? Always. These are all standard things you will see in parasitology, nothing new. Male is smaller than female. This is standard in parasitology, everything is same. Now male, right, the posterior end of the male, you can see it is curved ventrally to form a hook, okay, and it has 2 copulatory spicules. So it has a hook, it is curled and it is hook. It has some 2 copulatory spicules that helps in copulation, helps in reproduction, in intercourse. So basically the female is bigger, and you can see the female's posterior, you can see here the female's end, posterior end is conical and straight. Okay, it is conical and straight. So hold on. So this is the posterior end, it is conical and straight. You can see for the female, this part, the female, this part, you can see it is conical and straight. Okay, but for male, the posterior part, it is, what do you say, it's hook kind. It is, what word did they use? Curved. It is curved and it has a hook with 2 copulatory spicules, the male. Now the female, it has something called as a vulvar waist. See here, this constriction you see here. This constriction, guys, pay attention here. This constriction, this is called as the vulvar waist. Okay, this constriction. So you should pay attention to all these details. So, so what and all you saw in the female, it has, female has vulvar waist. Okay. Now male is smaller than female. Posterior end of male is curved ventrally to form a hook with two copulatory spicules. This is about the male. Let's put male in blue. Okay, this is about the male. Female has a vulvar waist. We put some nice pink for it. Female has a vulvar waist. The posterior end of female is conical and straight. Okay. They are talking only about the posterior end, remember. Here we are talking only about the very prime features. We are not looking at we are not going into so many more details. There are so many more details about these worms. The morphology, this is just a gist. Okay. They have lips, they have papilla, they have anal opening, right? All that you should read more from the textbook. Now coming to the eggs. Now the eggs, basically you have unfertilized and then they will become fertilized, obviously. So you have the unfertilized and the fertilized. Now the unfertilized eggs, they are elliptical. Can you see? The unfertilized eggs are elliptical. They are longer with outer thinner irregular mammillated coat. You can see the outer coat is kind of thinner. It is irregular. It is mammillated coat. Okay. Now whatever that means. Now this unfertilized egg will be there, right? That contains, where is the picture please? An atrophied ovum. This contains what? It is unfertilized. So it contains an atrophied ovum and refractile granules. See, it is granule. You cannot see anything solid in this, right? All granules only. Now look at this one, the fertilized one. The fertilized one, you can see that centrally there is something very conspicuous. Can you see here? Something very conspicuous here, not granules actually. So the fertilized egg, let's read about it here. The fertilized eggs, these are bile stained. They are round to oval. Okay. Can't we manage both? Okay, here. So they are round to oval and they are surrounded by a thin translucent wall. They are surrounded by a thin translucent wall and with the outer mammillated coat containing a large unsegmented ovum. So this is what is important. It contains a large unsegmented ovum. So it has a thin translucent wall with outer mammillated coat containing large unsegmented ovum. This is also thin only, they are saying. This is also thin, but unfertilized, they are saying it is thinner. Not sure. Both have some mammillated coat, both of them have. But here they are saying it is irregular mammillated coat, and here they are saying it the mammillated coat. They are not saying irregular for the fertilized one. Fertilized is perfect. It is bile stained, it is round, it is thin, translucent wall, mammillated coat, large unsegmented ovum. For fertilized eggs are perfect. Okay. Now let us move on to the life cycle of lumbricoids. Take a break, take a deep breath. Okay. So now we are moving on to the life cycle of Ascaris lumbricoids. Till now we saw that Ascaris lumbricoids, what and all, we saw the morphology of the adult worms, we saw the morphology of the eggs. The fertilized ones are bile stained. They have this large unsegmented ovum, right? Now coming to the life cycle. Now here, life cycle, the natural host is man. Okay. So let us see how exactly man gets it. Look at this, okay. Basically man is here, he eats some vegetables. See, some vegetables he is eating. Man is here, happy man, he ate this vegetable. Now what happens, he got this rhabdiform larva. This rhabdiform larva was there on this vegetable, he ate this vegetable. Now the rhabdiform larva has come out, it has become one larva in his small intestine. Okay, this is small intestine, you should understand. In the small intestine here, now this larva, it goes through the mucous membrane of the small intestine, and then what it does, it goes to the blood. Through the circulation, okay, through the circulation, it will reach the lungs. Okay, so now through the circulation, it is going to reach the lungs. Now from the blood, that is from the blood, from the circulation, from the small intestine, it has reached the lungs. Now in lungs, what will happen? it will enter from, it will go to the trachea and then the pharynx, and here we swallow it. We swallow these larvae. Okay, when we swallow these larvae, now again they go to intestine only, right? So again they go to intestine. They develop into adult worm. Okay, they develop into adult worm. So you have to explain here the female and the male. See why they ask life cycle in the exam. Now you have to draw morphology also. So it's like a win-win situation for them. If they ask of life cycle pathogenesis, you will have to write everything. Morphology you have to write, everything you have to draw also. So anyways, they like it. So now here you can see the female, that vulvar constriction is there. Male has that posterior end, what is that again, I keep forgetting, curved hook with two copulatory spicules, all that, right, you can draw. Now what happens, this female lays the egg. So actually I think this arrow should come from here. The female will give the fertilized and unfertilized eggs. Now coming here, the fertilized egg, this is the fertilized egg. You can see it has the large unsegmented ovum. It is bile stained. It has this mammalian coat, right, everything. Now unfertilized egg has what? Granules. Are you able to see? Unfertilized egg has granules, right? Unfertilized egg has granules. Now this fertilized egg, inside it the rhabdiform larva will develop. Okay, see if you can see it here. Inside this fertilized egg, the rhabdiform larva will develop. Okay, now what happens, this guy now, this man, whenever he defecates, right, that feces will contain this fertilized egg. So in the soil, this fertilized egg will develop into rhabdiform larva, right, in the soil. Within the egg, this rhabdiform will develop, and it will be sitting on these vegetables, which he will not wash because these vegetables are grown in soil. Now this man will eat this, and then in the small intestine, what happens, this larva will come out, and you will get this small larva which has come out. Okay, this larva now burrows through the small intestine, reaches the blood, from the blood reaches the lungs. Okay, so that's all, guys. So this is the life cycle of Ascaris lumbricoides. If they ask pathogenesis, life cycle, both same, right? Everything same only. Life cycle, pathogenesis, both are same. Okay. So which is the infective form? The infective form is the embryonated egg which contains the rhabditiform larva. Okay, remember spelling, guys. Rhabditiform larva. Rhabditiform larva. Okay, now natural host is man. There is only one host, and